851, turn right heading 180. Order 14 Papa, turn right 245, report localizer established 27.
Hi everyone, I'd like to welcome you back to DJ's Aviation. As you may know, over the past 6 months, a topic of interest for myself, which has been showcased on the channel, is the aviation industry within India. I do get a number of comments asking for more videos discussing the airlines there, and I do hope those requesting that will enjoy today's video. In this particular video, the plan is to give an update on the Indian aviation industry with a key look at a specific airline which continues to express interest in either taking a stake in an existing airline or possibly launching their own unit within India. That airline, if you haven't guessed yet, is Qatar Airways. Originally reported a few years ago, but came to light a few months back, this interest, of course, isn't new, but we've been left in the dark for quite some time now in regards to updates. That has now changed. New developments indicate that at this point in time, Qatar Airways is eyeing a stake in Indigo. They say the airline is efficiently run, it is the largest domestic airline in India. Other than them, I'm really not interested. This is an Indian-based carrier and recently has been eyeing international expansion through the A330neos or potentially taking on board some of Air India's international fleet. That'd be the 787s if worse came to worse and that particular carrier collapsed completely. While on the topic of Air India, despite what I just said before, Qatar Airways have said that they would be open to buying the carrier. This therefore places them among, well, not really any other carrier. Air India has now been up for sale for quite some time. However, it hasn't successfully been sold, and the few carriers that did express interest were either rejected or pulled their offer. However, according to the Times of India, if within 12 months movement on the purchasing of stakes or airlines doesn't come about, they'll look elsewhere, meaning other places for investment that may not be in India. But in saying that, their interest in Indigo hasn't faded, and it's been out there since 2015, so this could be just a tactic to get the ball rolling. The other option outlined is actually starting a new airline within India. However, at this point in time, it does seem like that'd be an absolute logistical nightmare. This comes as the regulations within India make it extremely difficult for airlines and officials like Qatar Airways to simply start up a new carrier. The Qatar Group Chief Executive said, "We are really very interested in launching an airline, but the regulation is a little bit confusing to us. We gathered foreigners could fully own an airline here." Again, this is just reiterating what I was saying before, but in his words. The problem comes from the FDI. The regulations state that a foreign airline must not go beyond a 49% stake in an airline that's within India. This, of course, isn't the majority stake that Qatar would be looking for in an airline. In fact, Qatar have said that they would turn down a 2 or 3% stake, and I quote, "A substantial stake is what they would be looking for only." Again, this is where the regulations come into play and do prevent them from doing so. Another added problem is the services between Qatar and India, which still aren't being increased. Qatar officials believe there is demand for this sort of service. However, with these flights not increasing and capacity in fact being available, it has left many feeling very discouraged. I think it is very unfair, especially when Qatar is a very close friend of India. This relationship should be two-way. The least we can get is additional traffic rights. That's another direct quote. The Indian aviation scene, while not necessarily a mess, is certainly one that is quite complex, with airlines up for sale, governments taking control, airlines wanting and dropping stakes, airlines looking for new aircraft, and you know very well that I'll be doing everything I can to continue to bring you all the latest news as it does break. Feel free to drop all of your thoughts on what I've been saying in this video, especially revolving around Qatar Airways and potentially purchasing an airline within India, or maybe even starting their own, in the comments section below. I'd like to thank you very much once again for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. Feel free to drop the video a like if you did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you are new. I do look forward to you all joining me in the next one.
Dreams in flight, and we'll fly.